Hi TNT 3rd and 4th grade. I'm excited to get to introduce you guys to Evidence of Grace, section 4.5, and it is on serving today. So let's jump in. All right, for your Start Here section, do something kind for someone else without letting them know you did it. Guys, this is a super fun one to do while you are at home with your whole family, because you can be a little sneaky and see how many kind things you can do without anybody else noticing. I think that sounds like a super fun idea. So do that and then write about it here in this section. And then talk with your parents about a time that they did something kind for someone else without letting anyone know about it. Now, I'm not going to write mine down here because then I would be letting you know about it. But since your book is personal and private, you should write that down here. And let's jump into our workbook section. We are being a servant of God when we are doing whatever He asked us to do. Part of serving is choosing to make others more important than ourselves. Jesus Christ is our greatest example of what it means to be a servant. Read your memory verse, Matthew 20:28. It says, "Just as the Son of Man, Jesus Christ, did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give His life as a ransom for many." Have you ever done something nice for someone else and were smiling on the outside but grumbling and complaining on the inside? Yeah, I know I have before. It is great to do nice things for other people, but when we accept Jesus Christ as Savior, God calls us, asks us to do more than just be nice on the outside. He calls us to serve. What do you think it means to serve others? Jesus Christ is the greatest example of this. Since we should be growing to become more like Jesus Christ every day, let's look at Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 11, where Paul explains what it means that Jesus came to serve. All right, read Philippians 2:3. What is the first step in being a servant? Philippians 2:3. "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves." All right. I think what do you think the first step is? Not being selfish. Thinking of others first. All right, every person who has been born struggles with selfishness. Romans 3:23 tells us that all have sinned. Sin is anything that we think, say, or do that disobeys God. Sin often begins with us being selfish and wanting our own way. Being a servant is choosing to not be selfish and choosing to instead be humble, counting others more important than yourself. Look at Philippians 2:4. Whose interests are we supposed to be looking out for? Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. So whose interests? Others. God isn't telling us that we shouldn't take care of ourselves. God wants us to take care of ourselves, but He also wants us to make sure we don't ignore the needs of others. Philippians 2:5-6 tells us how to have a Christ-like attitude. Whom does it say in verse 6 we should not try to be equal to? Who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped. So who? God. When we are being prideful, we are telling God we know better than He does. When we tell God we know better, we choose to disobey and sin. Being a servant means submitting ourselves to what God tells us to do and not being prideful. Read Philippians 2, 7 through 8. Jesus took the form of a servant. To what point did he humble himself? But made himself nothing, taking on the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient to death, even death on a cross. Death. Jesus humbled himself to the point of death. When you serve, you choose to do whatever God asks you to do. Sometimes that means making someone else more important than yourself. How can you serve someone this week? Take a couple moments and think about how you can serve someone in your family this week. And you can even use this space to jot down some of your ideas. And then take some time and go over these discussion questions with someone in your family as well. Make sure that you memorize Matthew chapter 20, verse 28, and have your parents let me know that you've done that. And let's keep moving our way through our books this year. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.